We're back here with some more New York Jets franchise action, and it's time for maybe one of the most exciting parts of a franchise, obviously. Get into the offseason, trying to continue to build your team. After season number 3 just ended against the Cleveland Browns in the AFC Championship game, definitely leaves a bad taste in your mouth. The way that season ended, I mean, it was a fantastic season. Number 1 seed. Win the division once again for the second straight year, but man, to end like that is not how you want to go out. I thought we had a real chance to get to the Super Bowl this year, and we fall short. And now, we gotta change things up a little bit. Obviously, it hasn't worked the last couple seasons, and I think for sure, we're going to change up the philosophy of this team. As we take a look at the awards before we get into the Super Bowl, Derrick Henry is going to win the MVP, obviously, with 26 touchdowns. I mean, yeah, I can't really say anything different about that. Robert Saleh wins the Coach of the Year. As we go through the AFC, Offensive Player of the Year is Derrick Henry. Yannick Ngakoue, who led the league in sacks, I believe, wins Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Alonzo Priester. Defensive Rookie of the Year, we'll go to a guy we saw in the playoffs, and that is going to be Quentin Schumer from the Ravens. Definitely with him and Odafe Owe. Man, they got some good guys up front there. Baker Mayfield will be in the Super Bowl. He wins your best quarterback of the year. Derrick Henry, best running back. Mixon and Chubb there. Jarvis Landry actually wins the best wide receiver. Kind of having a little bit of resurgence. Wyatt Teller, best offensive line. Not like he went down, but he's obviously getting older. Yannick Ngakoue there. Bosa, best linebacker, even though he's not really a linebacker. Stingley, best DB, so maybe we'll get an upgrade there. That'd be all. I mean, he's already an X Factor, but obviously getting more skill points for definitely winning that award. In the NFC, Offensive Player of the Year is going to be a CMC. Devin White, Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Deontay Woodard, taking over for Tom Brady. Aaron Lewis, Defensive Rookie of the Year in Seattle. Kyler Murray is going to win your best quarterback. Best running back, McCaffrey. Wide receiver, Carlos Edmonds had a great year. Obviously, Devontae Adams no longer there with Aaron Rodgers. And speaking of Rodgers, it'll be interesting to see if he returns. I think he was now he's he's up to 40. He's 40 years old, so that's going to be a real question. Same thing with Tom Brady. I want to see if he'll return as well. Upgrade players. So yeah, there we go. Stingley has himself a skill point. I think we do slot or maybe zone. Just continue because I think he's already well a man-to-man. So we'll do the zone upgrade, +1 awareness, +3 zone coverage. Had a great season. 8 picks. Fantastic. Obviously the number 1 pick a few years ago. He is turning into that shutdown corner that we definitely needed. And speaking of the Super Bowl, there you go. The Minnesota Vikings have won their first ever Super Bowl, as both franchises were looking for their first ever Super Bowl. And they win it in overtime. Baker Mayfield, good game, but not enough for Tom Brady, who just adds another one. Man, Tom Brady, what's that, 8 Super Bowls now? Absolutely ridiculous. Easily the greatest quarterback ever to play. Had a very good Super Bowl. Obviously, that NFC Championship game, it wasn't him. It was all about Dalvin Cook putting up 250 on the ground. But this time, Brady takes over. Probably is going to win the Super Bowl MVP, depending what happens defensively. I think we can see that in the season recap, which we'll see here in a second. I think we can see who the Super Bowl MVP is. And there you go. Tom Brady wins another Super Bowl and another Super Bowl MVP as the Vikings, finally, people in Minnesota, Mr. Hurricane, that's his favorite team. There you go. The Vikings have won a Super Bowl 27-21 over the Cleveland Browns. So staff moves. Taking a look around the league, Dan Campbell gets fired from Detroit, but gets hired by the Raiders. Nagy's gone. Kyle Shanahan gone. Gruden gone. So, with our offensive coordinator, who moved on as well, did not know that, Austin Trask moves on, that gives us a chance to sign somebody. And speaking of the kind of area we want to go, the connection from San Francisco, we're going right to Kyle Shanahan. It's kind of interesting, you know, how he was the head coach of San Francisco, Robert Saleh, defensive coordinator. Now Saleh, the head coach here, and Shanahan is going to come to New York. We're going to hire him, kind of get that run game going. And now Kyle Shanahan is now our new offensive coordinator. That is An interesting dynamic, the San Francisco theme there, but now gonna kind of change up a little bit more things, kind of bring more of a kind of Baltimore San Francisco type run game. That's what we're gonna think we're about gonna do in this offseason. Try to continue to build up this offensive line and go from there. So, re-sign players. Antonio Nunn. This dude stood out since preseason number 1. He has really played well in the time that he has gotten, so he is definitely going to be brought back if we can re-sign him here, and he's all about it. So we re-sign Antonio Nunn. Now, obviously, this offseason is going to be a little different in the sense that not as long as a video. We're going to go through it a little bit quicker. We're not going to go more in depth, stuff like that, but we're still going to see everything. Lawson, we said no, just due to the fact that he's always hurt. That's why we kind of skipped on him. Patrick Carr tried to bring back, but he says no, he goes to free agency, but we'll still try to get him. This is the big one. Chase Claypool, you know, the direction we're going with more running game. We got Reggie Robinson. We got Elijah Moore. This draft, I think, looks decent for wide receivers. So, you know, we obviously can afford him. He's only 26 years old. There's no doubt about that, but I think we're going to let him go. Lambeau, same thing. We'll see in the free agency. John Franklin Myers went down to a normal dev. What was he, superstar? So he lost 2 dev upgrades. And I know the dev regression, what either turn it off or turn it on. I don't know. Guys are going to regress. That happens. So I keep it on. Franklin Myers, we're not going to bring him back with now the normal dev. Ashton Davis, I think we try to bring back. That is a nothing contract. Still 27 years old. Give him a 3-year deal. That'll put him up to 30 years old. And Ashton Davis is going to re-sign. Jason Verrett, we'll let him walk. We'll see what happens in the free agency because he'll be obviously available there to possibly pick up. But we'll also see if there's anybody else we want to replace there. Mark Glowinski, definitely bring back. If we can bring him back, I want offensive line depth. It is the injury problems we had last year. We're going to try to draft offensive linemen. I want 2 deep, 3 deep guys back. No doubt about it. We want to have depth all day. Bryce Hall, we're going to try to bring back. If we're going to lose Verrett, maybe bring in back Bryce Hall. And he says no. He's heading to free agency. Braden Mann, punter. You know, he's not... I think he's fine. Good kick power. Maybe just a 1-year deal. He'll sign. Dearness Johnson. You know, we signed him. Tried to sign him early in the season last year. Kind of had the stamina glitch going on. Finally brought him back in, and he performed well. So I think, yeah, let's sign him. Bring back Dearness Johnson, especially we're going to need a lot of running backs back there. Noda Hankins, Noda Rankin, Blair maybe in free agency, we'll see. And Dwayne Haskins, we're going to pass on that one. So those are the guys we re-sign as we get into free agency. But as I always do before that, let's take a look at what we got. Probably going to think about making some trades. If you're going to do trades in franchise, this really is the time because the CPU just does not know how to handle their cap room. So if you try to trade kind of preseason, all teams just have no cap. And this is the time right before they sign free agents. But as you can see, offensive line, I want to upgrade at center. No doubt about it. The rest of them, I think we're good. Running back, I'm actually looking for more of a dynamic running back. I don't think we're getting that from Carter. For sure, so I'm looking more a dynamic guy. We'll look at wide receiver in free agency, but like I said, the draft is pretty good, so I think we're going to look more towards the draft. Quarterback, we'll need a backup quarterback to Malik Willis and some guy that's probably going to fit kind of our scheme. Defensively, we still have Khalil Mack. We have Zadarius Smith. Wagner's still here. Do we trade any of those guys? You know, maybe we trust in Jason Marsh and Brandon Kutcher. So we trust in those guys. You know, trust in Brandon. Obviously, Brandon Smith's played. Quincy Williams, I don't know. Maybe we just they're going to age and continue to drop. So maybe we look at that. I think Jason Marsh is going to definitely get the start, so we don't need anything there. I think maybe same thing. Maybe we look at defensive tackle, but maybe we just roll with Haskell Garrett and Robert Hardison. Maybe we trust in our drafting and just kind of continue there and have our defense mainly of guys that we drafted. I mean, that's kind of what you want. So, let's get into free agency. Justin Tucker, your number 1 guy there. That's definitely a possibility. Tyron Smith, Stephon Gilmore, Tom Brady sitting there, of course. I don't know why they just never want to re-sign those guys. He just won you a Super Bowl. It makes no sense, but he's still around. And also, I just totally forgot. I forgot to look at retirements. So I totally missed that, man. That was a total mistake. Rodgers there and Jedrick Wills Jr. That is very intriguing. Because if we can sign him, we can kind of move the offensive line around. I would move Mekhi Becton to right tackle, move Jackson Kirkland into guard, maybe Vera Tucker over to center. That's a possibility. Lawrence, Von Miller, T. Higgins, Claypool, James Bradbury, no offers. Fletcher Cox, no offers. They really need to revamp this offseason a little bit because it's obviously all veterans and nobody wants to sign them. You know these guys will get some sort of deals. There's Patrick Ricard. We'll definitely offer him a deal, and he has no bid, so that should be not a problem at all. Keep going down the list here. There's Lawson. DeCastro, not bad. Eddie Goldman. Gus Edwards is a guy I kind of was thinking about maybe, but like I said, I want more of a dynamic running back. So Gus Edwards is I'm obviously very good running back, but we kind of already have that with Robinson, so I think not on that one. So I'm thinking of a few guys here. Let's go. Let's go into Trade Center. We're going to make a few moves. We're going to look at the trade block first. See who's there. Makes more sense if they're on the trade block. Teams are willing to get rid of them. And then you can see right there. Travis Etienne. I was thinking of him. I thought about trading for him last year. But I thought it was too early in his career. But right now you can see they're continuing to go with James Robinson. Etienne's on the block. Kind of gives us what we want. Huge. Got great speed, acceleration, can catch the ball out of the backfield, kind of an explosive back. And we're going to offer up Khalil Mack. So, kind of experiment at the end of the year. Offer up Khalil Mack, Etienne, 5th round pick, gets the deal done. So, Travis Etienne, welcome to the Jets. You're going to get plenty of playing time here. There's no doubt about that. And Khalil Mack, it wasn't really a failure, but, you know, it was what it was. We tried to do something at the end of the season. And with that, we're going to unload Michael Carter to the Texans, I think, here. They need a running back, as you can see. We'll try a 3rd round pick first, so they're not going to take that. Maybe we'll just go 4th rounder here. 4th round pick for Carter. So we get another pick back. So Carter will be sent off to the Texans. And now Zadarius Smith. I know he was a big-time signing last year, but I didn't see anything from him. He didn't really do a whole lot, to be honest with you. So we'll unload him here to the Rams when we can. The Rams never hold on to draft picks, obviously. So let's see if we can get a 2nd and maybe a 4th out of the Rams for Zadarius Smith. And we do. So Zadarius Smith is offloaded. He's gone. Khalil Mack is gone. Like I said, we're going to trust in our draft picks. Brendan Kutcher, Jason Marsh, you guys are going to get a shot. No doubt about it. So let's go to free agency after the trades here. Jedrick Wills is our biggest guy we want to sign here. So 25 years old. We don't mind the 5-year deal. This is a massive deal, but he is definitely well worth it. I mean, he dominated us in that playoff game with the Browns. So let's bring him over. If you can't beat him, you know, sign him. So we have the number 1 bid at the moment. Just a little bit over the Texans, but you know what? I don't know if we're up that. Just to be a little bit safe, I think we'll up the deal a little bit more. We'll get it up. We'll up the signing bonus even more. Up the salary over $10 million per year. 5 years, $96 million to Jedrick Wills. And hopefully that gets it done. Let's hope. So, what other offers are we going to go? Going from corner, I think I like Anthony Averett. I think he's a solid corner, 29 years old, 92 speed, 83 man, 78 zone coverage. Not too bad. So let's try to sign him to a 1-year deal instead of Jason Verrett. I think that works out as well. Going through to safety, Marquise Blair, I said I might bring him back. I think that's what we do. He looks like he's a decent backup, not too bad. Hopefully Ashton Davis stays healthy and good special teamer, that's for sure. As for strong safety, Brandon Jones, I think we'll bring in him. He could be a decent backup, 90 speed. 75 zone coverage, former Dolphin, bring him in as well. Try to sign him to a deal as we're the only offer at the moment, so that gives us a really good advantage. And then kicker, Justin Tucker. You know all these guys are going to want him. I can't believe the Ravens let him go after making the 70-yard field goal in the playoff game against us. You know we want to bring in Justin Tucker. the greatest kicker ever in history. I know you could probably say Vinatieri, but still, I'm going to go with Justin Tucker. All from a 2-year deal. I mean, what kind of kicker is getting around $12 million for a whole salary for 2 years? A guy like that. He can win you games. Backup quarterback. I see Jordan Love is sitting there. Green Bay gets rid of him. They obviously got rid of Aaron Rodgers, but I think Rodgers is going to re-sign with Green Bay. So Jordan Love, we'll try to sign him up. Be him as the backup. That could work out. Fullback Ricard sitting there. We wanted to bring him back as well. So we'll make her maybe a 2 or 3 year deal. Let's go 2 year for Ricard. 2-year deal for Patrick Ricard right now, the only team with a bid there. Tight end. Nick Boyle, former Raven, kind of works out. I do like Harrison Bryant, though. He did play very well against us in the AFC Championship game. But Boyle kind of works out. Decent catching. He's obviously not very fast, but 79 run blocking. So that is like 76 run block power. He's kind of the perfect fit for the kind of the mold that we want. Maybe walk from just a 2 or 1 year deal. Let's go 2 years. That'll put him up to 33 years old. Offer Nick Boyle a contract offer. So let's sim past the first week. Tucker signs. That is awesome. Jordan Love, Ricard, Blair, Jedrick Wills signs. That is fantastic. Averett and Brandon Jones will sign. Awesome. So now with Jedrick Wills as our left tackle, we're going to move Mekhi Becton, like I said, over to right tackle. But now with him, you move Kirkland over. What we'll do, so Becton moving to right tackle. That's perfectly fine. He played a little bit last year in a game where we needed him after Kirkland got hurt. Kirkland, move him over to guard. Man, he's a big guard, 6'7", 310. Big guard there, but move him to guard, and then we'll move Vera Tucker over to center. And this offensive line, if we can just stay somewhat healthy, oh man, we might have the best offensive line of football. Best offensive line of football. Just want to run the ball. This could be a special year for running the ball. Try to get Malik Willis more involved. I mean, he had 10 rushing touchdowns last year, but I'm talking a little bit more carries. And then, we'll have ETN, Robinson, Dearness Johnson. Oh, man, this running game could be good. I think this is exactly what I want. Now, Nick Boyle going back to free agency. A couple teams are trying to re-sign him a little bit over us, so I think we're going to up the offer a little bit, up the money. Maybe we go another year. See where that puts us, though, at 2 years before we do that. Still low. So think maybe we up a year, 3 years. That's fine. It's whatever. It's not that huge of a deal, and he'll be utilized. Let's see if that puts us over the Tennessee Titans, and it does. So that puts us over the Titans. Hopefully Boyle will sign, and let's get into the free agent recap. So Wills, Ricard, Averett, Tucker sign, and Boyle does sign. That's awesome. Marquise Blair, Brandon Jones, and Jordan Love are going to be our free agent pickups for this year. Not a huge free agent pickup class, but when you get Jedrick Wills, you get Justin Tucker. Cannot complain about that. If you're going to have a really good run game, you're going to have a really good kicker. Tyron Smith goes to the Bills. CeeDee Lamb is going to go to the Raiders. Hunter Henry to the Texans. DeMarcus Lawrence going to the Dolphins, of course, coming to this division. And Chase Claypool wants a bit of revenge, too. He's going to stay in this division, going to the Dolphins as well. Man, the Dolphins, you got... I think Parker obviously left, but you got Waddle. Now you got Claypool. Could be a good one. Schwartz there, Lawson going to the Jaguars. He's staying in the AFC. John Franklin Myers going to Green Bay. Levante David to the Giants. Anybody else in our division? Philip Lindsay's going to go to the Bills. Micah Hyde to the Patriots. Gus Edwards, that we were just talking about, is going to go to the Dolphins. Anybody else big time here? There's Parker. He's going to the Broncos. Jalen Reagor trying to kind of resurge his career, going to the Ravens. Anybody else that we can see? No, Andrew Thomas is going to the Dolphins. So there you go. Dolphins big in free agency. They're trying to get back at it after having a disappointing, you can see, 5-12 season. As we're about to get into the NFL draft. Here we go. So we got pick 29. I don't plan on trading up. There is a few guys I would like to pick, but it's just going to be too much. Marlon Cummings is going to be your number 1 overall pick to the Bears, cornerback, as Gabe Portillo, quarterback out of Louisville, is going to the Eagles. So, quarterback battle there. I would think he's going to win the job over Jalen Hurts, but we'll see. Rams on the clock. They take Sterling Watson, outside linebacker out of Oregon State. Detroit on the clock. They're going to take Kendall Hamilton, another outside linebacker out of Florida, trying to get that pass rush going there in Detroit. It's nothing but linebackers going here so far in this top 10. Seahawks take Calvin Bynes, cornerback out of Alabama. As the Chargers are on the clock, they take Garrison Robinson, corner out of Wisconsin. Bills are on the clock. Who do they take? Our division guys. Lawrence Bigsby, wide receiver out of Auburn. So they just continue to take wide receivers because they hooked Jahan Dotson a few years ago. Still have Stephon Diggs. Still have Cole Beasley. So they're giving a lot of weapons to Josh Allen. As Travis Lewis, that was a guy we were looking at. Out of Penn State, he goes to Indianapolis. That's what I was saying. Some of these guys are just going too high. It'd be tough to trade that far up. Pittsburgh on the clock. They take Miller out of Fresno State, another linebacker, man. George Clayton, that was another guy, man. I was really thinking about taking him if he was there. They said he was late first, but the Patriots take him at number, 18 or 17? Of course, he goes into a division guy. Guys you're always looking at, they go to a division team. Not what you want. Zaire Cameron, guard, going to the Texans. Bengals are on the clock. Now, this is a team I think we're going to have to really watch out for. That AFC North is absolutely brutal. Browns trying to get back to the Super Bowl, but we'll have to watch out for the Bengals for sure, because I think Joe Burrow's like a 99 now, maybe, possibly, and same thing with Jamar Chase. I think they're right up there, so they could be a crazy duo. Leslie Holt going to the Panthers, cornerback out of Washington State. Ravens are on the clock here at 26 as we're getting closer to our pick. They're going to take Sergio Leverett, the Heisman Trophy winner, however you want to pronounce it, out of Kansas. Of course, they take a running back. Hankins, left tackle, out of Louisville, going to Seattle with their second pick here in this first round. Alexander Roby, tight end, going to the Washington football team. And we are on the clock here at pick 29. So let's take a look at what we got on the board. A lot of running backs, ends. But as you can see, there's Quincy Buckley. So we need to really look at him, but look at that. A deep route. He runs a 4.24 in the combine and his pro day. He has excellent shuttle, a spec catch, a deep route we saw, a kick return. This guy is an absolute athlete. I love the a spec catch. I think this is an easy draft pick. I think this is an easy pick. He looks fantastic. I think we go with Quincy Buckley. We wanted another speedster wide receiver. They go with that run game, hit you the play action, go deep. Some dynamic guys, and I think that's who we draft, and we will. Quincy Buckley's the pick. He's a hidden development, 97 speed, 95 agility. We'll have to see the stats after the draft, but man, he looks like an excellent draft pick to go with Reggie Robinson, go with Elijah Moore, Antonio Nunn. I think that's a fantastic pick, and obviously looks like it worked out. So, finish off this first round. Vernon Scott goes to Dallas. Nicholas Freeman, outside linebacker from Oklahoma State, is going to go to the Browns. And James Neal, outside linebacker, going to the Minnesota Vikings. So, Wade Fowler will start off the second round pick. As you can see, we have pick number 5 here in round number 2. Gil Jones, cornerback out of Memphis, going to the Dolphins. Nate Ramsey, guard out of Florida, going to the 49ers as we are on the clock here for our second pick here in the second round. Now, going down the list, I was looking. You can see I found a guy here, Greg Payton. Outside linebacker, 4.48 in his pro day, fast, a tackle. He looks very good looking at his stats. The problem is he's way down on the board, as I don't see anybody above him that I was really wanted to take. So, we don't have another second, so I'm thinking just dropping down at, even if we don't add another draft pick, we just drop down a little bit so we don't take them too high, and maybe we get another pick in return. So I think we're going to make this deal for the Giants. We'll drop down around 13 picks and get a 4th round pick in return. And now we'll sim here to our pick. As we drop down here now to number 14, so we dropped 9 spots. 9 spots we dropped. And here we go. I think as long as he wasn't taken, so I think we're going to be good. As you can see, he's still down the list. We could have dropped down even more, but I was a little, I wasn't sure. I just wanted to make sure he was there. But you can see he is still down the list, way down the list. We don't even see him yet. And there he is, Greg Payton, speed rusher, A tackle, B zone, 4.48. He's fast, got a lot of agility. He's got B play rec. Yeah, I think this is the pick here in the second round. Drop Dak. And he is a hidden dev as well. 88 speed, 86 agility, 86 acceleration. So far here in our two first picks, we have hit big time in the draft so far. So let's move on. Going to round number 3 here. Pick number 2 of round number 3. And let's see what we got on the board. Anybody of our favorites? So, a bunch of our guys here favorites. We got Hugh Lindley. I'm thinking obviously taking about offensive line right now. Decent strength, 35 reps. B, pass block power. C, run block power. Not bad. You got Dylan Booth. You got Miguel Villalobos. That's an interesting name there. B, awareness. A, run block. And then he has got 36 bench reps in his pro day. 6'3", 314. Probably can move around in different positions. I think this is the guy we go with. We'll take him. Hidden development. Man, 3 for 3 so far in this draft. That's absolutely crazy. 77 acceleration, 88 strength. We'll have to take a look more at his attributes after the draft. As we continue to move it on. Next pick, Tyler Adams. He is, 4'3", and he's 6'3", 207 corner. We'll take him. We'll develop him. But, man, it's just those things you can't develop. It's that size and the speed. So we'll take him. But, yeah, 6'3", you're running like a 4'3". That is a corner. We'll take that all day. Moving into the 4th round. Our next pick here. Devontae Nance, right tackle, B impact block, 6'8", 336, and he's a hidden development as well. 88 strength, 73 speed, and 80 acceleration at that size. Whoa. That is what you want to see there. Now, Nick Hyde, as we move in here to now the later 4th round, is an interesting one. Doesn't look very good. They projected him around 1 to 2. He completely dropped off the board. And right now, I'm thinking about taking him. I don't think he's going to be very good, obviously, but I think it'd be an interesting story. A guy that was projected to go high, he drops, and maybe we can have a career resurgence with him. Maybe he can turn out to be something, as I think there's really nobody else I'm really seeing at the moment I want to take at the spot. I was thinking about trading out of it, but I thought it'd be an interesting story type thing. Makes the team. Maybe he makes the team, works his way up through special teams, maybe gets some starts here and there, gets in there, makes a few plays, and shows everybody that they should have taken him early on. And we'll take him. 88 acceleration, 83 speed. I don't think he's going to be very good, but still, I think it's an interesting story. As we finish off this 4th round, looking through of what we got, we have Tremaine Brooks here, 6'1", safety, runs a 4.34 in his pro day. He's got C play rec, A stamina, but just same thing. Some things you just can't teach. I think I like the size and the speed, and he's a hidden dev. There you go. 88 agility, 93 speed. We'll have to take a look at more of him. Same thing after the draft, but man, we have just hit on a lot of these draft picks. But we get into round 5, and nothing there, so I decide to trade to get a pick next year, 4th round. Maybe the line's not that good. Make that trade. And then another 5th round pick we had. I think we make another trade. And going through it, let me see. And maybe another 4th rounder next year from Cleveland as we'll make that trade. So we'll get into pick in round number 6 here. Right now, you're just trying to find something that you're hoping it works out. David Hayward, B tackle. We'll take him. Okay, 80 strength, 78 speed, 85 acceleration, 85 agility. Well, it's not too bad. And then Jalen Bridge. High strength, it looks like, so I think that's good. C finesse moves, can't complain for a 7th round pick. 84 strength, 80 acceleration, and that's our draft. That's the draft, and I'm telling you, I like it. Quincy Buckley, 77 overall with that hidden dev. One of the top rated rookies in this draft. 97 speed, 94 acceleration, 83 catching, 81 deep route, 87 spec catch, 80 release. We'll have to work on the short and medium routes, but that's going to be Reggie Robinson territory anyway. So if he can just go deep, he can go up and get it. Greg Payton, hidden development. We fell down on the board here to, ended up taking him. 88 speed, 88 acceleration, 66 finesse move, 67 block shed, 70 play rec. He's got 73 awareness, but that's down with morale. So he's really a 71 overall. I'm not sure why his morale's down. That's interesting, but very good draft pick there. Villalobos, 70, 75 overall technically. He's got 80 run block, 83 pass block, 84 run block power. Have to work on his pass block. Obviously, in awareness, he'll continue to go up. But man, for a third round pick, cannot complain about that. Tyler Adams, 93 speed. Now, man in zone, obviously his coverage needs a lot of work. But with that size and that speed, we'll continue to work on him. And hopefully he could be a dominant corner here in the next couple years. Devontae Nance, hidden development. So we got 2 hidden dev offensive linemen. Like I said, I wanted to build up that depth of offensive line. I'm not sure how many of these guys are really getting a lot of playing time. I mean, I hope they don't get a lot, obviously, because, you want guys to stay healthy. But we have guys there. We can trust in some of these guys. Nick Hyde, he is technically a 60 overall. We'll see. Could be, like I said, interesting story. Nick Hyde, a projected first-round pick, and he falls all the way to the 4th. Nobody won him. He could have fallen even further if we wouldn't have taken him. Tremaine Brooks, hidden development, 93 speed. He's got 66 zone coverage, 64 man, 64 hit power. So that's not what you want to, more of a speedy guy, 69 play rec, a guy that can come down, maybe play a little bit of dime or even nickel in emergency situations. And also, all these guys, don't worry about the numbers or the equipment. That will be changing. As Brooks, he had. We'll change all these guys. Trust me, we'll change their equipment. If you guys want to see what they look like, what kind of equipment I've chose, I can kind of go do a thing like that and take a look at the rookies. If that's something you're interested in, I can definitely do that at one of these videos, and just before we play into a game, go into that. So let me know what you guys think. Looking at the number 1 pick, Marlon Cummings. He's a normal dev, but 79 overall. Good star. Here's Cody Lindsley. Now, this is a guy I would have loved to take, but obviously way too high. Hidden dev, 78 overall, 91 speed, 84 tackle, 87 pursuit. Man, the 49ers just continue. Their linebackers are just always crazy. It just never fails. Whatever they draft, they're just great linebackers. Looking down the list, anybody else that's a really good draft pick by the Browns in the 2nd round, getting one of the top players. Travis Lewis was, like I said, this is a guy I was thinking about. I saw the draft story early in the year, and it's a 76 overall, hidden dev, 94 speed, 94 acceleration, 77 zone, 72 man, looks excellent. Man, George Clayton was the other guy. Hidden dev. He is a 76 overall. Of course, he's in our division. 93 strength. Right now, 79 block shedding, 82 power move, 77 tackle. He looks like an absolute beast, but just too high up on the board. Just not much you can really do about it. Can't think about it, but either way, I love our draft. But let's take a look in the division. So Lawrence Bigby, wide receiver, 73 overall, hidden dev for the Buffalo Bills. They took Jahan Dotson. Like I said, they still have Beasley. Still have Stephon Diggs. So it's really interesting to see how much playing time he's going to get, really. But still, pretty good draft right there, draft pick. Chad Sherwood. Another guy I kind of was looking at. 90 strength, 88 power moves. It'll be 89 power moves. Man, they take Sharpton, the quarterback, in the 2nd round. That's interesting. I'm not sure why. Josh Allen, it's not like he's like the Aaron Rodgers type, but, where he's old, maybe you're kind of thinking of a replacement. But, maybe it's a need. I don't know. At least it wasn't a 1st-round pick, that's for sure. But solid draft for the Bills. Marcus Fowler, another wide receiver. They signed Claypool in the offseason. They have Jalen Waddle. Man, okay. He's a beast at number 3, but still, man, you got so many guys there that maybe you need to fill other positions. Looks like a pretty good draft. Pretty good player drafted, but still. Gil Jones, 93 speed, 90 acceleration. He looks definitely solid as well. So, it's a solid draft pick. They take another wide receiver in the 5th round for the Dolphins, but still. Maybe you look at other positions. You got guys there. Do you really need it? Do you really need that position, especially at pick number 3? I'm sure you could probably find something else where you need at that area. And for the Patriots, we know they took George Clayton. Hopefully he does not destroy us. Let's go down the list here. Well, they got a nice tight end there in the 4th round. He's a 72 overall. Hidden dev. not bad. 86 speed, 77 catching. As a big position for this Patriots team and Mac Jones as the Patriots trying to get back to the playoffs as they reach the Super Bowl in year number 1. But that's going to do the offseason. Gotta say, I'm calling it successful. Great draft pick, wide receiver, but Jedrick Wills beefing up the offensive line. We get Travis Etienne, a dynamic running back to go with now Robinson and Dearness Johnson. And we are going to commit to running the football, play action off of that. We're going to trust defensively on our young guys. So a lot of draft picks. Brendan Kutcher, Jason Marsh. These guys are going to play. We're going to prove it. Haskell Garrett, Robert Hardison. We didn't sign anybody. We got rid of guys. We're going to give them an opportunity to prove why we drafted them and for them to make some big-time plays defensively and really step up. So that's what we want to see. We will probably sim the preseason. We'll go through that really quickly as before we get into week number 1, but that's going to do it. Tell me, guys, what you think of this offseason. Can we get back to maybe to the AFC Championship game and hopefully get to a Super Bowl next year? But that's going to do it for this one. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.